This is my seventh aircraft that I just purchased. I originally was with a firm in Florida, was not terribly happy with the experience I had with them. I was fortunate enough to meet Tom and Aero Marine Tax Professionals. My name is Rick Capretta. I'm the president of Capretta Properties, Inc. I'm in the business of real estate development. The reason I got into private aviation was because of the flexibility I needed to visit sites across the Western United States in cities such as Phoenix, Albuquerque, Colorado, etc. And also just from a love of flying. So I've been a private pilot for 28 years. I flew right seat probably literally 20 years prior to getting my license. So with a business partner and early in my life with my neighbor. This is my seventh aircraft that I just purchased. I originally was with a firm in Florida, was not terribly happy with the experience I had with them. I was fortunate enough to meet Tom and Aero Marine Tax Professionals at an airplane convention approximately, I'd say about 10 or 12 years ago, and we've now done 3 transactions with your firm. I decided to hire Tom and Aero Marine because of Tom's extensive experience in California with the taxing authorities up in Sacramento. Also, I felt very comfortable with Tom's approach. And after the first transaction and their meticulous nature in tracking how to properly get the sales tax exemption, I subsequently used them on the second and third purchases. So the biggest difference between the prior firm I used in Florida and Aero Marine was the detailed attention that I got through the process. It gave me a much higher level of comfort that we were going to have an extensive documented package to submit, and made me more comfortable that we were going to have very few issues in getting our California sales tax exemption. So the first time I spoke to Tom, the sales call went great. Tom had a very straightforward, matter-of-fact approach to it, which aligns with how I think. Their agreement was simple and fair. We got going quickly, and it was a very painless experience. The transition from Tom to Julie and then Julie to Shay has been fantastic. Matter of fact, sometimes I feel Shay pushes me to make sure I get every detail down right, which I know in the end is going to be to my benefit. So I really didn't have an issue with that approach. But the meticulous nature from getting an agreement signed with Tom to working with Julie in the transition to the day-to-day person with Shay was continuous, very professional, and made the process easy. Well, when I got the letter from the state of California granting me the sales tax exemption, I was very happy, especially in 2020, where California has a reputation of being more difficult in granting these sales tax exemptions. And as we all know, California taxes are high, if not the highest in America. And obviously, having this benefit to obtain a sales tax exemption on a multi-million-dollar aircraft is monetarily a significant event. So I was thrilled, very excited. I mean, I saved approximately $200,000 during this transaction. So I have grown a little more apprehensive about California's taxing authorities. There's a lot of residents moving out of California that have a finer eye on them. People that have expensive things like airplanes, they have a finer eye on them. I was more nervous this time than I was the previous 6 times, but I was a little concerned because of COVID. It took longer than the prior times, but that's because California got backed up. But when I did eventually find out, I was relieved and thrilled. That's why I hired you. So that made me very happy. And I've done this before with you. I found that on this round, my 7th round of doing this, that you asked for an even greater level of detail in backup documentation. I assume that's because the taxing authority of California is looking at this with a more meticulous eye. Once again, I had no problem doing that. My goal was to do everything possible so you could be successful and get me that tax exemption letter, which you did. I would highly recommend Aero and Marine Tax Professionals to anyone buying an airplane. Aero and Marine has as much experience as anyone for a California sales tax transaction. Highly recommend your firm.